For me, the climate crisis is obviously one of the biggest and most important issues that we're facing in our world. So many things are connected back to the climate crisis in terms of like how many natural disasters we're seeing, rising sea levels. There are places in the world that are particularly being hit hard by the impact of the climate crisis, and people around the world are going hungry, they're losing their homes, they're being forced to move away because of the fast and unraveling impacts of climate change. And as someone who really cares about humanity in general, I guess like in terms of like we need to be taking more action, and we have so much scientific information about climate change, and it's definitely a problem of today, but it's also a problem of the future. And I just want to ensure that our youth are equipped to handle and deal with and mitigate a lot of the problems that have been created for them. That's why I'm really passionate about the climate change issue, because I want to ensure that we have a healthy future, and that humanity can maybe move forward in a better way. And I mean, it sounds really optimistic, but I hope that through education we can really make a big difference in the way that we want to tackle the climate crisis. And for me, I got involved in climate advocacy at an early age. Particularly, I remember in grade 6 spending some time creating a campaign about climate change, and that was kind of around the first time that was brought to me as an issue. And I immediately thought that it was a really important thing for me to be conscious of and aware of. And now that I'm older and I'm becoming a teacher and I'm thinking about the type of impact I want to have, I want to ensure that the world is a better place and that it's more inclusive and inviting, but also that we're protecting our natural world, and also healing that relationship and that boundary that we've put in place between people and our natural world. I think there is a lot of distance between us and our surroundings, and I'm personally trying to work on that relationship and think about the type of role that I want to play in making the world a better place. So that's why for me personally, especially when you're talking about outdoor education and land-based learning, it's really important to think about the impact of climate change and just how we want to navigate our lives in ways that make sense for our planet. Our natural world is so important to us. It's where we get our food from, our energy, our resources. Everything is linked back to our natural world, and I feel like our relationship with it right now is just so broken. And I always want to be a person that comes from a place of looking for solutions and wanting to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. And it is a process of unlearning, learning, and just taking a hard look at yourself in the mirror, looking at society, and thinking about maybe where we're lacking in regard to our relationship with nature. And I always just want to be optimistic, and again, I always want to be part of a solution and not part of a problem. And that is a personal journey for me. There's a lot of things that I personally do that I want to change and I want to work on and I want to get better at. But I just think it's important that we're on this journey and that we start and that we learn from other people and that we look for maybe different ways of thinking, different ways of doing things. That's so important to making the world a better place. I'm sure you've heard and seen it all before. The doom and gloom that comes along with the climate crisis can be quite heavy. Climate change is one of the greatest challenges facing our planet today. Its impacts are felt around the world, from rising sea levels and more frequent and severe weather events to devastating wildfires and the loss of biodiversity. The scientific evidence is clear. The climate crisis is real, and it's happening right now. Climate change refers to a shift in global weather patterns caused by the increase of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. These greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, are produced by human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The buildup of these gases in the atmosphere traps heat from the sun, resulting in a warming effect on the planet. This warming has a variety of impacts, including rising sea levels, melting glaciers, more frequent and severe weather events such as hurricanes and droughts, and changes to ecosystems and wildlife habitats. The consequences of climate change are becoming more and more apparent, and they pose a significant threat to the planet and our way of life. If left unchecked, the effects of climate change will continue to worsen and have devastating consequences for future generations. But how do we make sense of this complex issue? And more importantly, how can we take action to address it? This is where outdoor education comes in. Outdoor education provides young people with the opportunity to connect with nature, learn about the environment, and understand the impacts of climate change. By experiencing the effects of climate change firsthand, students can develop a deeper understanding of the issue and become better equipped to take action. But why is it important for young people to be involved in the fight against climate change? The answer is simple. They are the ones who will inherit this planet. By educating young people about the climate crisis and empowering them to take action, we can create a better future for everyone. So how do we make the world a better place? One way is by focusing on renewable energy. By transitioning to clean energy sources like wind and solar power, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The climate crisis may be daunting, but by educating ourselves and taking action, we can make a difference. And it all starts with outdoor education. There is evidence that eco-friendly and green jobs will be among the jobs of the future. As the world becomes more aware of the impact of human activities on the environment and the need to transition towards a more sustainable future, there is an increasing demand for workers with expertise in renewable energy, energy efficiency, sustainable agriculture, green construction, and other environmentally focused fields. As the job market continues to evolve, critical thinking and problem-solving skills are becoming increasingly essential for success in many industries, including the eco-friendly and green job sectors. These jobs often require individuals to be able to think creatively and strategically, analyze complex data and situations, and develop innovative solutions to environmental challenges. Eco-friendly and green jobs often involve tackling complex and interconnected issues, such as climate change, renewable energy, and sustainable agriculture. To address these challenges effectively, workers in these fields must be able to think critically and collaborate with others to develop solutions that are economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable. It is important for schools to shift their focus towards developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills to better prepare students for the jobs of the future, including those in eco-friendly and green industries. This shift can be achieved through project-based learning, interdisciplinary studies, and experiential learning opportunities that allow students to apply their knowledge in real-world settings.